Steve, you're wasting your time at home again, aren't you?
What? What do you mean? I'm not wasting my time. I'm working right now.
Stop lying. What do you mean by work? You're just playing games on your computer all day.
No, I'm not. It's true that I'm a nerd and I like playing games, but I don't spend the whole day playing games. I just work from home, as I've explained many times to you before.
Quit talking out of your butt. No one would be dumb enough to believe a lie that obvious.
But I'm telling the truth.
I have something to tell you. I need you to pack up your things and move out of the house.
What? What do you mean?
I've decided to go back to Mom and Dad's house, so I need you to move out and make room for me.
What? You're moving back? Are you visiting?
No. I got divorced, so I'm moving back in with my kids.
Divorce? Seriously?
Yeah, so I need you to move out. I and my child are going to live there, so...
Just wait a minute. Why do I have to move out? That's unfair.
I'm the firstborn, so I have the right to live there. On top of that, I don't have the responsibility to raise a hobo like you, and I don't want you influencing my kids. So I need you to move out and sustain yourself.
Your argument is making absolutely no sense. Ever since our parents died, I'm the one who's taking care of this house. You told me on the phone after Mom's funeral, you're the oldest boy, so you have to take care of the house now. And when Dad died, you split all of his property without any permission into his land and money. You took all of the money, didn't you? All I got was this land and this house. You just left after that. Isn't it unfair for you to just come back whenever you want to?
It is not. I'm the oldest, so whatever I say goes. Besides, rather than being kept by an unemployed, lazy person like you, I, the smart and responsible child taking good care, would make Mom happier too.
I can't believe you.
If you think you can just spend the rest of your life playing games, clinging on to what Dad left behind for you, you're dead wrong. I bet all the money he left for you is about to run out.
Why won't you listen to me? I'm telling you that I have a job. You took most of the money he left behind anyways.
Just stop lying. Just get over it and live on your own. This is for your own good. You'll never become a real man if you don't sustain yourself. Get out of the house, you hobo! And if you don't go out right now, I'm breaking all of your game consoles. And I'll throw all your stuff out the window.
Fine. It's surprising how a person who can't even have a proper discussion was able to get married. But I don't want you to come here and go crazy. And I definitely don't want you to break any of my stuff. So I'll leave. But I'm not going to help you with anything after I leave.
Why would I ever want a hobo's help? I don't care about you. Just get out of the house. I'll protect the house. Hey, pick up right now. How many times do you think I've called you? Don't ignore me.
Oh, sorry. I was too focused on my games. I didn't notice.
Quit lying. I've been calling for the past month. There's no way you've been playing games this whole time. Besides, where would a hobo like you play games? You really should stop lying.
Wow, you're as dumb as always. Do you really still believe that I'm unemployed? How are you so ignorant? How could I be calling you if I was homeless? I already bought a new apartment and moved in. I've been ignoring your calls on purpose, by the way.
You're such a liar. You never have the money to get your own place. I bet you're staying at a motel. You worthless piece of crap.
Whatever. I don't need you to understand. Not that I expect you to, given that I've been telling you so many times. Think whatever you want. Now, what do you want? I wouldn't expect you to call me to check on how well off I am.
That's right. I texted you earlier, but it's about the bills. I haven't been able to use electricity for a while now. And the water stopped too.
Oh yeah, I heard your voice message about that. You were saying the electricity and gas stopped. And now the water stopped? Wow, I mean, good luck.
Stop laughing! Why did it all stop? What happened?
Isn't it obvious? Maybe it's because you haven't been paying the bills.
What? Aren't they being paid?
Why would I be paying? I haven't paid it since I moved out.
Not you, the bills. Aren't they being deposited from Dad's inheritance?
I really don't understand what you're saying. What's Dad's inheritance? There is no inheritance anymore.
What? What do you mean? What did you do?
I don't have any of the money that he left behind anymore. Mom and Dad both entered a nursing home before they died, so I paid for their bills to go there and the fees for the funeral. It wasn't much to begin with, since you took most of it in the first place.
How have you been staying alive then? You're a hobo without any spare money either.
Is it not obvious that I've been paying my own bills with my own money? For the 1000th time, I work from home. Besides, even if I were to still have some money from Dad left, why would you get to use it? I mean, it's odd that you have the house right now anyways.
You little... I thought I could live here for free! Fine, I'll pay you the utility bills. Make sure to do the paperwork to change the billing address to mine. Right now.
What? Why me? I'm too lazy for that.
Ugh, quit complaining and do it! Make sure I can use the tap and electricity right now.
I don't think there's any point in doing that, though. That house isn't owned by me anymore.
What?
When I left the house, I put the house and land up for sale. You won't be able to stay there for long.
What? You put it up for sale?
I heard it was already bought. You should really look for a new home.
What on earth were you thinking? Why would you sell Dad's property just by yourself like that? I won't allow that!
I don't need your permission. The rights to the house were left behind for me. It's all mine, so I can do whatever I want. You were just born and raised there. You have no rights to it.
But you can't just tell me to move out of my house like that! I was just starting to settle in!
Do you not remember what you did to me? you told me to leave, but you don't want me to tell you to leave. How odd. You're making me crack up, sis. Besides, how are you settling in? It's a house without any gas or water.
We have different circumstances. I'm raising children on my own. I'm barely getting by. Are you just going to throw me and my kids onto the streets? You're heartless!
Which one of us is heartless? When Mom and Dad got sick and needed your help, I called you so many times, but all you said was, "I'm busy right now." You didn't come even once to visit or help. You didn't even show up to the funeral. And you just show up after they're dead to take all of the money. And now you're here to take the house because you're the oldest sibling. And you just threw me onto the streets. Tell me, which one of us is heartless?
Shut up! Don't talk back to me! You're my younger brother. You listen to what your older sister says.
What kind of adult uses that as an excuse to do whatever they want? I'm embarrassed to even be related to you.
Just be quiet! Take down the offer for the house. Or buy it back and give the rights to me.
No way! What good does that do for me? Why do I have to do that for the lady who kicked me out of it in the first place? It's already been bought, so no can do.
Then give me the room you're living in right now. I and my kids are gonna live there. You have money, just get a new apartment.
How much of a bully are you? Wow, my big sister's being mean to me. You kicked me out of the house I was taking care of, and now you want to take over the new apartment I just bought? Who's the homeless one now? I'm so scared of you.
Quit fooling around. I'm serious.
You're serious? I thought you were joking. You're trying to take my house like a kid would take her brother's toy. You really are crazy.
I don't care which. But either give me your room or buy back the house. I have children with me. Do you not care what happens to them?
Quit using your kids to your advantage. I actually feel horrible for them. You know, my nieces don't have anything to do with this. So I already made a call about this.
A call? What on earth did you do?
I called your husband. He's already on his way.
What? What the hell? You can't just do that!
I heard that you actually haven't gotten divorced yet. You just ran out of the house with the kids because he was planning to divorce you, right? And the reason is that you cheated on him, correct? You really are a piece of trash.
You have nothing to do with this. How could you contact him without my permission?
Because I care about the well-being of your kids. Plus, I need you to move out of that house. It's not ours anymore. Your husband told me that he's been desperately looking for you and your kids. And he knew that you and I didn't get along, so he assumed that you didn't come over to my house. He said he never would have expected you to kick me out so you could live there. Talk about coincidence, am I right?
I can't believe you! He'll divorce me if he finds me! He's planning on suing me and taking the kids with him too!
Of course he is. He has the right to do all of that.
Please, let me hide! Let me hide at your place. I mean us!
No way! I decided not to ever let you enter my house again. I can't afford to have you take over again.
Okay, I won't! I'll apologize for everything I did. Just please help me this once.
No way! I'm not getting involved in this. See ya!
Hey, wait! Steve!
After that, my sister tried to run away with her kids. But she was caught by her husband and his parents. And they all went back to the married couple's house. They got a lawyer and soon divorced. It turned out that my sister was really cheating, so she ended up paying $20,000 for compensation. The rights to her kids were taken as well, and she was kicked out with nothing left. I heard she went to the guy she cheated with after that, but she asked him to pay part of the fees, and they got into a big fight. She was kicked out of that house too, and no one knows where she is now. It's a fitting ending for my sister. She tried to take my house, but everything was taken from her. I'm personally happy with being able to sell the house. It was hard to let go of because of all the memories I had with my parents, but it was way too big to live alone in. And I'm fine as long as the new owners treat it well. I used the money from that to renew my parents' graves, so I'm sure they're happy with the decision too.
Hi, it's been a while.
Oh, is that my Indy? It really has been a long time. I was worried, darling. You haven't managed me in almost half a year. How are you? Are you eating properly? Is work going all right?
Yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. I'm still only in my second year at the company, so there's always new stuff to remember. That's why I've been too busy to message you.
Really? That sounds tough. Be careful you don't overwork yourself. I don't want you getting sick, sweetie. Are you okay for money? What about rice and vegetables? Do you have enough? I can send you some money or food parcels if you like. Just say the word and it's done. I can't afford to give you lots, but I'll send whatever I can.
Nah, I'm fine. I have a job and make my own money now. Besides, I can buy my own rice and vegetables. You don't have to go out of your way to send me anything. I'm fine on my own. I don't really eat much of that sort of these things anyway.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm really happy to hear you're doing well, honey. But if you ever do need anything, you will tell me, won't you? I'd really like it if you just showed your face at the house sometimes, too. Even if it's just for Christmas and birthdays. I miss you, you know?
Listen, Mom, I have something more important to talk about. Do you mind if we change the subject?
Of course. Look at me getting all overexcited not letting you get a word in edgeways. Of course, honey. Go ahead. What is it?
Well, it's like this. I'm getting married.
What? Married?
Yeah, to my boyfriend. We met at a work party. That was a year ago, though. We've been dating ever since. I never told you about him.
Wow, Indy! I can't believe it! I'm so happy for you. I can't tell you how much this means to me. I'll admit I'm a little surprised, but let me assure you, I'll be celebrating for you tonight with a glass of red.
The wedding's planned for 6 months from now, but the thing is, I don't want you to come.
What?
My fiancé is the son of a very rich man who runs a major company. He's intelligent, has a great personality, is good at his job. He's just amazing. I couldn't ask for more. His parents, too. They're kind, always look smart and well-dressed, are stinking rich, and are just all-around wonderful people. I'd be so ashamed to admit to such a decent, respectable people that I was raised in a single-mother household. To tell you the truth, just the thought of them finding out makes me feel sick. That's why I told them I have no parents, and don't know a single one of my relatives.
Indy, why are you saying these things? Why would you do that? Oh my god.
I've always hated you. You're scruffy and unkempt. You have no fashion sense. You slave away at your minimum wage job to bring home what amounts to nothing more than pocket change. I hated that cheap, shabby old house we lived in, too. I could never bring friends over because I felt so embarrassed. I hated it all.
What?
I had to endure so much, and the moment I tried to complain, I was told that it just couldn't be helped because we were poor. My clothes and school supplies were always either secondhand or handouts from people in the neighborhood. Throughout my whole childhood, I don't remember ever being bought anything that was actually new. You never came to sports days or parent evenings because you always had to put so many hours in that crappy job of yours. I was so lonely. I felt absolutely pathetic.
It's true, I was always busy with work, and you did have to endure things most other children didn't. Which meant I didn't always have the time to give you the attention you deserved, and I understand that must have made you feel very isolated and lonely. I accept everything you say. I'm so sorry, Indy, truly I am. But all of it, everything I did was so that one day I could afford to send you to a good college. I did it all with your future in mind. I did it because I wanted you to lead a happy, fulfilling life.
I never asked you to do any of that for me. This is just patronizing. You put me through all that and then have the nerve to act like you were doing me a favor.
Indy.
I guess I am grateful that you sent me to a good college. It did mean I was deprived of a normal childhood, though. I'd either be stuck in my room studying or out working part-time while all my friends were out having fun and meeting people. Without going to college, I wouldn't have landed my current job or met my fiancé. I guess all things considered, on balance, I am willing to call it even. That means there's no ill will, but no positive sentiment either, a flat 0. I guess that makes us more or less strangers. I think it's time for me to cut you out of my life.
Cut me out of your life? Why?
I'm gonna be the wife of the CEO of a major company before long. That means I'm moving up in the world. You, on the other hand, are still broke, still working that crappy job, still in that decrepit old house. How can I let people know you're my mom? It's embarrassing. Me and you are a mismatch. Socially, financially, we just don't mesh. You get me? That's why I'm cutting you out of my life. Never attempt to contact me again. This is my chance to finally be happy and live the life I always dreamed of. Don't you dare get in my way.
I see. If that's what you want, Indy, then there's nothing I can say. It's your life and you should live it as you see fit. But please, just remember that I'm about to tell you. Your mother will always love you, and I wish for you nothing but happiness.
Who are you? I don't have a mom. Hey. How's it going? It's Indy.
Indy, it's been forever. It must have been, what, 2 years by now? How have you been? How's married life? Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, thanks. Listen, there's something I want to let you know, or rather ask of you.
Oh, of course. There's something I want to let you know too, Indy. I'm getting remarried.
Huh?
You see, I felt like a weight had been lifted from my shoulders after you went off to live your life. I suddenly felt filled with energy. So I committed to building a new life for myself. I started going to a local ballroom dance club in the neighborhood last year. I've been toying with the idea of giving it a try since forever, but I was so busy with work I never really got the chance.
You? Ballroom dancing?
I know, right? I had my doubts about it working out at my age, too. But when I plucked up the courage and actually went, I had a whale of a time. I made lots of friends there, too. Now we all go out for drinks regularly. Anyway, me and one of my dance partners started getting along really well. We realized we had the same interests, similar personalities. His name's Donald Silverstein. His wife passed away 3 years ago, and all of his children have flown the nest and have their own lives to lead now. So he currently lives on his own. After we hit it off at the dance club, he invited me out to dinner. Then we got together, and after we dated for a while, he got down on one knee, popped the question, and asked if I'd do him the honor of spending the rest of my life with him. Isn't it just amazing? That's why, from next year onward, I'll be called Louise Silverstein.
Just hold on a sec. Does Donald by any chance have a really, really big house? Or should I say a mansion? 3 floors, acres of garden complete with tennis courts and mountains? Huge, grand, and magnificent?
Huh? How did you know? You're right, though. That's my Donald you're talking about. I actually went to his house for the first time recently after he proposed to me. It really is as amazing as you say. I almost fainted when I saw the gold-encrusted chandeliers. Luckily, his butler noticed I looked woozy and offered me a seat.
His daughter was one of my classmates. Abigail Silverstein was her name. She tried to keep it on the down low, but everyone knew her dad was filthy rich. Word around school was he was a billionaire.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably true. But I'm not marrying Donald for his money. It was his kindness and loyalty that I fell for. Neither of us are exactly spring chickens anymore, and we decided not to go into the trouble of having a wedding. But Donald will be holding a big dinner at his place. All of his kids will be there, so I get to meet everyone while we all celebrate the occasion with some food and drinks.
Really? Actually, this is perfect. Make sure you send me, my husband, and his parents an invite to the dinner, okay?
What? Why?
Well, the thing is, my husband found out about you. He found out I was lying about not having any parents. He also knows I was raised by a single mother and that I broke off contact with you. Him and his parents were furious when they found out. How could you be so cruel to your poor mother after she worked so hard to send you to college? You disgust me, to quote my husband.
Really, I see.
Now, him and his parents are giving me the cold shoulder. And the image of the perfect bride I worked so hard to cultivate was smashed to pieces in an instant. Nothing's been the same since. He says he doesn't even know whether he wants to carry on. Divorce was mentioned. That's why I want me and you to build some bridges. Actually, that's why I messaged you today.
Build some bridges? By that, I take it you mean you want to reconcile and have me back in your life.
Yeah, that's it. Let's do that. I need my husband and his parents to see that me and you patch things up and have a normal relationship. They have to know you forgave me too. That part's important. I think I can make them see that. They'll stop thinking about divorce. Besides, if you're married now, I'm not so embarrassed about introducing you anyway. Especially now you bagged yourself a billionaire. If anything, I'm actually excited. You're gonna score me some major points by having a husband that rich. Plus, I think me being related to someone like Donald can only be a good thing. Now that I think about it, the merits are endless. So what do you think? You'll invite us, won't you? Pretty please, with a cherry on top? Think of it as helping your daughter out.
Oh, Indy, you see, the thing is, you're not my problem anymore.
Huh? What does that mean?
It means no. Why should I let you use my wedding dinner to get you out of being divorced? Me and Donald aren't your own personal tools to be used and manipulated as you see fit. You're an adult now. You have a job, you're married. You're well past the age where I fix your problems for you. You got yourself into this mess, so how about you get yourself out of it? How about you get yourself out of it? You can't go relying on your mommy forever.
No, wait, please! Why not?
What do you mean, why not? Because you reap what you sow, Indy. Liars always get found out. I mean, seriously, what did you expect to happen when you told your husband and his family you were an orphan? This was inevitable. And isn't it just a tad selfish of you to expect me to come crawling back to you the moment it suits you? After you cut me out of your life to present some phony, made-up image of yourself to your new family. I'd be embarrassed to introduce a daughter as shallow as you to my Donald.
Oh my god! If you don't invite us, he might divorce me. All you have to do is let us show our faces for a few minutes. We'll leave after you meet him and his parents, I swear. Didn't you say you wish for nothing but happiness for me?
It's true, I certainly did say that, and it's still true. But it's ultimately just that, a wish. I never once said I'd have anything to do with you again. Happiness is something you have to obtain on your own.
Oh my god, come on, I'm begging you here. Do you have any idea how much trouble I'll be in if he divorces me? How hard I worked to get to where I am today? I finally managed to marry into money after all these years. This can't be how it ends. It can't! Mom, please, I'm begging you.
Who are you again? I'm terribly sorry, but I forgot.
What are you talking about, Mom? We were talking normally until just now. Mom!
Mom? Oh, that's strange. I don't have a daughter. She showed no sign of giving up, so I had no choice but to block her in the end. I sold the house to move in with Donald, and with that, the cutting of ties was complete. After that, I got a message from Indy's husband. It said, "Please forgive me and my family for our rudeness. We would have contacted you immediately had we known about you." I thought it was a nice apology. Indy's relationship fell apart over the whole lying about being an orphan thing. Eventually, just as she feared, her husband divorced her. He kicked her out in the streets, and she had no choice but to move into the cheap old apartment she stayed back in college. Her standard of living was suddenly in the gutter, and with her life crashing and burning before her eyes, she was forced into long hours of overtime to keep up with the rent and student loan repayments. I also apologized to her ex-husband for the stress and inconvenience my daughter had caused him and his family. Since then, I haven't had contact with Indy, or anyone involved with later. A year later, me and Donald tied the knot. He and his kids are just darlings who are so very kind to me. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life, and I'm filled with optimism for the future.